I understand how that goes.
Get it. It's crazy as they were last year.
For what?
The mics are still as crazy as they were last year.
Yeah, they're a little better right now with test them. One of them was a little finicky, but like, it should be fine. It should be fine. Yes, somewhat coming together. I know, we'll see. We're back. It's a new year. Yes, we are ready.
We will call the Town Village Commission to order for January 14th, 2025.
So strange.
Our next business meeting will be Tuesday, January 20th, 2025 at noon at 1 Front Street, second floor, room 205. The next one's hearing will be Tuesday, February 11th, 2025 at 4 p.m. at 111 West Front Street, second floor, room 204. I would like to swear in staff. If you please raise your right hand, state your name for the record.
Morgan Pratt?
And you promise to tell the truth, your testimony, the best of your ability this afternoon.
Yes, I do.
Excellent. Introduction, start with Brother, want to introduce yourself.
Carly Troy. Michael Smith.
Jason Sudi.
Shannon Burgess.
Okay, any public fora today?
No public forum. We are good.
Let's, I'm gonna do something crazy, and before I forget, I'm gonna remember that we have to do the minutes, so I'm not gonna do it, but I can remember it's coming. Okay.
We have time this evening.
Yeah. Okay, can I have approval of, a motion for the approval of the staff approvals, which begin on page 2.
Yes. So.
All right, can I have a second? Okay, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? I'll go through for abstentions. 154 Detroit Avenue. 163 Punta. 35 East Lincoln. 139 Warren. 242 East 4th. 266 the second. That's it. Any abstentions on any of those? No, no abstentions. Okay, so can I have a motion to approve the minutes of the December?
Let's see. So.
And a second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. All right, with that, we are ready to do application. So I will call application COA 2400540, which is 1014 North High Street. Hello,
Hello,
can you please raise your right hand and state your name for the record?
Alyssa Sherry.
And your total testimony, the truth, your testimony, the best of your ability this afternoon.
I do.
Great, okay, let's now go, and then we'll go over to you.
I'll be honest, I'm just gonna turn my microphone on. Commissioner Trott and Michael Smith.
Oh,
Are your microphones on by chance? I just don't see a green light. Just want to make sure we're good. Okay. Just before we get fully started with our comments. Great, so the staff report for 1014 North High Street is to install a wall of blade sign on the west elevation facade. Wall sign is to be 10 feet by 1 foot 4 inches. Halo illumination channel letters to be fabricated on aluminum returns and faces with white interiors. Back to be 0.125 clear polycarbonate with 1.5 inch standoffs. Letters illuminated with flown prism and lightened white LEDs, and letters to be installed on an aluminum background cabinet painted Sherwin-Williams 7537. Blade sign is a non-illuminated 36-inch diameter cabinet sign, face to be white polycarbonate with vinyl film to match. Interior aluminum surfaces of sign cabinets to be painted white with black roll Starbright, and sign to be installed on a welded aluminum pipe and plate on the southwest corner of the storefront. Sign bracket is to be painted black. For staff analysis, signage inquiry was initially sent back in May for Starbucks tenant space, with the original wall sign drawing submitted being internally illuminated. We informed applicant at the time we do not permit internal illumination, only external illumination. In that time, while revising drawings, applicant received approval for awning fabric replacement, COA IV 24-08002 for the existing awning frames on the facade of the property. Applicant submitted revised drawings in November showing the LED lighting and the channel lettering with the white acrylic face. We informed the applicant that this would still be considered internal illumination, but we have approved open face channel letters with either neon lighting or LED tube lighting, which is considered external. We also informed them that they could consider applying for halo or backlighting illumination, which is also an approved external illumination application. We additionally asked applicant if their proposed cabinet blade sign would be internally illuminated, since cabinet signs typically are internal illumination. Applicant informed staff that would not be internally illuminated. It is a standard design that is used in other locations, which is the reasoning for the design choice. We informed applicant that they may want to consider a thinner blade sign, as can be seen on adjacent storefront properties along High Street, as well as to lower the signage to be in the same location as a previous blade sign, to create less impact on the stone, as well as to avoid covering the stone detailing between the first and second floor. In the current materials, applicant has lowered the blade sign in the proposed location and revised the wall sign to be halo lit installed on a raceway. Staff recommends the commission continue application to allow applicant time to revise the signage design and drawings to be more in line with the Short North Design Guidelines. Basis of staff rec is Short North Design Guidelines. Signage page 3.37 and 3.41.
Yeah.
So the blade sign will not be illuminated. This is more of like a cookie cutter design. It could be illuminated or not illuminated. This particular sign will not be illuminated. When talking with the staff, previously, we, if you want to go back to the pictures, the current pictures of the front elevation. That one, yeah. On the right side there, you're gonna see the door at the entrance to the Starbucks. There's a sconce on the wall there. It's gonna be above that decorative piece of brick from the second level to the first level. We were asked to move that down, so we're not hindering that. We would like to place the blade sign there at the front entrance, knowing so customers can see where the front door is to it, rather than what's requested as to install the blade sign on the left side of that elevation past those windows. So we're requesting to install it right there next to the entrance to the store.
So where the sign was before and if
We would like to do it to looking at the front door to the right side. Yes. Yes. Yeah. So that actually is the one that's existing, those dots there where your arrow is. Yes. That is not Starbucks's storefront. It's the 1010 North High Street. So if it were ours, we could have installed it there covering, those penetrations. But Starbucks would like to have it at the entrance there to the right, rather than the existing blade sign that was there prior.
And then, so just looking at this, there will be then new awnings that are not shown here.
Correct. Yep. So one over the door and one over the window panes there. So that's the blade sign. Just to confirm, it will not be eliminated. It is a little more in depth, or has more depth, just because it is the design, but it will not be eliminated. The Starbucks channel letters, I know it was a concern for penetrations on the elevation of the stone. So instead of requesting to do regular channel letters, individual channel letters without a raceway, we have designed it to make it where there's a panel, so there's less penetrations going through that elevation. They are halo lit, so the letters are made with aluminum. There's a clear plexiglass or Lexan on the back side. The LEDs will shine forward, but they will not come through the faces, as you'll see on the illuminated view there at the bottom. So as you can see, they're gonna be white, but the light will not shine through. If you were to turn the LEDs around, you're gonna see more of hot spots in a way than like an even illumination.
Just real quick, is that a representation of the actual color? So it's like
Yes. So the closest that they can get to the existing block is why they're doing that color. And then it will be white aluminum and then illuminated halo.
Okay.
So there'll be 1.5 inch standoffs that will bring the letters forward, so you can see that illumination on the back side of the letters.
Okay, anything else before we can get comments from the commission? Anything else you want?
For me, I don't think so, not at this time. Whatever you guys recommend, we would like to, get this moving forward. Just because they're here to open in the next month or so, so.
Sounds good. We have it right.
Halo, we do allow Halo.
Yes, we do.
So as described,
Mhm.
okay, and then. I have nothing to add questions. Small question, and I think it's interesting when you look at the diagram that you guys made to show the positioning on the halo. And they look well distributed throughout the letters. Is it really as consistent as it shows up in your other illumination drawing? I mean, do you really get that perfect flow, even flow all the way around?
So when they're facing it forward, I kind of had this discussion this morning. If we were to turn, say for you were to turn the LEDs around there, you will see some we call them hot spots, if you will. So you'll see where each LED portion would be. So what they're doing is facing it forward, actually. Like if you're looking at it, it's going to face you, not the wall. And it will reflect on the inside of the channel letters to make that more halo looking letter than a hot spot if we were to turn the LEDs around. So this would be the design, the actual design. Yes.
Yeah, the one thing I was just at a bigger discussion, we had like a couple extra minutes, and wonder about the success of the matching the back to the wall. I'm not saying it's not, I don't know. I'm always wondering, it's like, is it better just to like make it a different color? I'm not saying I know the answer. You just feel like sometimes we're trying hard to make the backs disappear, and they never really disappear.
Yeah, I think that's typically is our intent, is for them to blend in on the surface, and also to blend on the surface for maybe future tenants that are in the space, so they just kind of have the same background, but it is inch, so it would always be repainted. But typically when we see the raceways, it is just to blend in with the background, so, the logo has more of a presentation than stuff like that,
Yeah,
but.
no, I'm
yeah.
with it. I mean, for me, Starbucks creating or something either,
Yeah.
because it's clearly, it's not like anybody's not gonna know it's there, and it looks cooler if the letter straight in, then it screws up the front of the building. Haven't really changed the big head, so.
Yeah.
It's like the compromise between, but it doesn't, I mean, I'm fine with it. Just more of a picture.
And raceways can, because again, it'll be painted, so it could always be repainted, so, that could be a conversation.
Yeah, that's kind of the conversation we had. Why we're doing the panel is for less penetrations of the brick or the stone. Okay.
I just don't, and not just for you, I just don't know if in general I care as much if they're the same color as the back, or just some, other complementary, if it's black or green or something.
Okay.
On this sign, and I think just in general, I think signs.
Yeah.
Probably not as big a deal, it's a sign, it's not like. It's a trick.
If you feel there, I had the same concern, and I went through this conversation of, well, it's going to be very subtle this way. We're always trying to get people to make their signage more subtle. But it'll be quite subtle during the day, and then at night, it's probably going to do exactly what we want it to do. So
That's true.
Okay, well, no further discussion, can I have a motion? We're okay with doing this based on the fact that we've understood this together.
Sorry, Commissioner Sudi, can you repeat that? It's been an interesting day for me, so.
I just wanted to make sure, I know you didn't recommend a continuation, now that we understand the parameters of where you're gonna do it.
Yeah.
As long as we make it contingent to.
Yeah, more of the continuation was for the blade sign per se, just because of because it's a cabinet kind of. The wall sign, with the more discussion about the illumination, that makes more sense. I was
Okay.
confused about the diagram, when we first reviewed it, but, I think our reasoning for continuation was more for the, blade sign, but, if it's not gonna be illuminated and there's no other comments about it.
Maybe, of course, someone could mention it's a non-illuminated blade sign.
that they went.
That is enough. Motion, if anyone wants to take a crack at it.
We could, even if prior to install, take a picture and send it to you or
Oh, yeah,
whatever you need.
that could work for
Okay.
We want to take a crack at the motion.
Yeah. I move that we approve application COA 24000540 as submitted in the drawings with the exception or the note that the blade side will not be.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
I
Opposed? Abstentions? Great, great. Thank you for coming in and good luck. I'm glad something is going in that space.
Oh, really? Has it been vacant for a while?
It's always been a fun space.
Okay, great.
Hope this start complicated Starbucks sticks around.
Okay, so both of them have been approved, the blade sign
Yeah.
and the channel letters. Okay,
Very good.
great.
So
Thank
after the
you.
meeting, I'll work on the COA and I'll send it to you as soon as I can.
Okay, great. Thank you all.
Okay, COA 240063811144 North High Street. Great, sir. If you get, someone's here, you can raise your right hand, state your name for the record.
Jacob Gauss?
Can you tell the truth, your testimony, the best truth, really is happening.
Yes, sir.
Excellent, okay. Good morning.
Okay, so proposed work description is to install two 8-foot in diameter igloos on the patio facing High Street. Igloos to be temporary installation for the winter months. Igloos to include hay bales, small side tables, and small string lights. Property had previously received an approval with conditions to resolve a code violation of the two community bar tables. Application was approved with conditions to update the landscaping area around the interior of the patio fence by installing linear planters with appropriate grass plantings that would need to receive final approval by the designated subcommittee. Applicant has submitted their revised landscaping plan and planters that have been installed prior to issuance of certificate, which has currently been submitted to the designated subcommittee for review. Igloos are currently up on the patio prior to approval. HBO staff will note that it appears the temporary putt that was installed back in June can still be seen in the photos submitted as well. If temporary igloos are approved as temporary, we will need to receive the duration of time, which is typically around October to March or April for installation for applicant to receive a certificate. Staff recommends to either continue application to allow applicant time to resolve the other violations linked to the property prior to its approval, or to approve application as submitted with any clarifications to be submitted to HBO staff for review and approval prior to issuance of a certificate with following conditions. To remove the use of hay bales and igloos and add patio furniture instead. Applicant to submit a time frame for use, which should include when the igloos will be removed from the patio, and approval to be granted once applicant resolves the exterior bar top code violation. Basis for staff rec is short north design guidelines, commercial patios and outdoor dining, page 3.13, and commercial patios and outdoor dining private property, page 3.14, as well as 31.16.13 standards for site improvements.
Okay, what do you have for us?
As you can see, that igloo was a fail. I mean, I'll be the first to say that, like, it was expensive, but when it came in, it seemed like it was cheaply manufactured, so that's not even there right now. No, so
Gotcha. You have other ones up there?
there's one still up. I mean, it stayed together pretty good, but hadn't really been getting use out of it, honestly.
Gotcha. But you do want to keep it up, what you're saying?
I'd like to, if it's okay. If not, I mean, take it down, but.
See what everybody has to say. Oh, yeah.
It's fine along with the style and March timeframe, yeah.
Who else?
I suppose so. I mean, as long as it's coming down. It's like a big oopsie.
It wasn't fun to put together, trust me.
See it fine and never should.
I think that's probably gonna be the plan, because I think it's,
Which is a perfect example of why I feel so frustrated. What's happening here, I used to live right there. But
Jackson.
here's one element, another element, a third element, a fourth element, a fifth element, you know. It's just, there's so many different things that keep showing up in this space. And it's really not in keeping with like, I don't know if you want to say upscale or not, but a really nice urban neighborhood. And I think, to me, it just feels like these kind of things and, putt-putt and all that stuff, it belongs more in a suburban kind of shopping center location or something like that, but not in a neighborhood that, has been known as an arts district. That designation went away, but I think that, when other people bring their plans and things to us, it's with the kind of understanding that there is a certain quality of these spaces and things. No doubt this could be really fun somewhere, but I don't think, to me, it doesn't.
Understood. As far as the putt-putt, it was definitely temporary for a event they did with other restaurants and bars. I forget what month it was, but it definitely stayed out there because people was enjoying it. Kids was coming and enjoying it too, so we had like glow-in-the-dark golf balls and putters, and families was enjoying that, so we left it out there a little longer than probably intended on doing.
We're sticking.
Yes.
I'm sorry?
That's it, we're just sticking.
Well,
I mean, I wouldn't say that, but yeah,
We never received approval
Yeah.
in June, and the intent was, or the commission's understanding when the landscaping was approved, that it was gonna be removed since it was gonna be temporary, but since it's still up, and if it wants to remain up, it would need to have.
it's gonna come up.
application.
It's coming up.
Yeah, so
It's-
just a FYI.
So, I mean, my thinking is like, I've seen those other places, some are really nice and really nice restaurants, like if you've been to in Dublin, the AC Hotel, that restaurant, that really cool, I think it was outside, and so, I mean, you can't get ones that are pretty cool, these are not quite that cool. At the same time, I think if you keep the stuff inside then, and it's truly during the winter, I don't have a problem with that. I think what Carla's saying though is a good point. I get some people might enjoy that, but I've been to a lot of bars in my life, and I've played every bar that exists, and one whole thing of putt-putt. It's not much of a game,
That's
you know? It just seems like it's an ugly thing with very little return. Like Pins is doing this concept now, where they have a 27-hole putt-putt course. Now, that is the thing.
Yeah.
Like, one random hole outside, maybe a couple of buck like if you're out there and hit the ball for like 10 minutes on the board.
Yeah.
So I think that's the thing. Like, we got to get rid of that putt-putt. And then if we want to keep these igloos for a couple months, that's fine. Definitely, I get it that you probably paid more than these things were worth. At the same time, I don't know what the other ones that pull together are cost, because there are definitely nice ones that exist, and Land Grant has some nice restaurants have them, and I've seen them in other cities and different outdoor spaces too. So I think for me, I agree with Shannon. I think end of March. Because after that, they actually can be a hindrance, because sometimes we have really nice days of April, and then nobody wants to sit inside a plastic bubble.
Let's pray for that.
Yeah, so I think let's let them go till the end of March, but I'm not saying it's like an annual approval, it's just like approval of these until March.
Well, if we try again, definitely be some upscale more
Yeah. and-
product,
Yeah,
I
and
guess.
we bring those in so we can see what they were.
Yeah.
Compared to where we see them in other places. So I would say this till the end of March, with the stipulation that the public will also.
And that'll come up next week, weather permitting.
That'd be great. I appreciate the work you worked, trying to get some planters in there and some decorative elements. That's great. With that, oh, that's just.
It'll be firewood next week and
Alright,
get
so
weather.
I don't know if I burn it.
That's just figure of speech, man,
Dumpster filler. You had something else to say, Carl?
She's going to ask Morgan to pick up.
So yeah, they've been submitted to the subcommittee, which is consistent of Commissioner Lansky, Commissioner Trot. If it got lost in translation, I will submit that email again. But just right now, that will be your review, that will be submitted back to me. If there's additional comments, that will be submitted back to the applicant, of maybe some changes that need to be made to finalize that COA. So we're just in that process right now. Yeah. Anything else on?
I think you specifically want to see the grass in there.
It's-
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So I mean, with the weather right now, I just went to like Michael's or one of them fabric stores and got like some autumn looking leaves to put in their trees, branches, I guess you would say. Cause I didn't know like if the grass is gonna be able to take off with the weather permitting.
Well, it's not a time,
Yeah,
especially in winter, it's roof balls freeze. but-
yeah.
But I think I just want to say again, I kind of feel like if igloos come in, something else has to go out. But there
Gotcha.
should be a limit on the number of different things that are in there. We can tell you your try. anything, right? Good intention. Someday it will make sense.
You know, get a design consultant to help you make sense of all of this, because you try really hard with all of these things, and I know you're spending quite a bit of money. And, you know, a few hours of a design consultant to say, do this, do that, you know, get rid of this, that, and to bring some cohesiveness to it, I think would really help you. It's great.
Yes, ma'am.
Could save you a lot of money in the long run.
Yeah.
It's not my expertise.
Okay, so
Yeah, move to the approve application, COA 2400638. On the condition that the igloos are removed by the end of March. And that the putt-putt is removed in the month of January.
Yes, ma'am.
do you have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
I
Opposed, abstention, motion carries. Thanks a lot, appreciate it.
So, but we're still waiting to hear on the table,
On the what?
on the community height table, bar height table.
Yes, so, once I hear back from both commissioners about the planters and things, then again, I'll get back to you if it's a yay or if there's additional things. So,
Okay.
we're in that kind of timeline right now.
Understood.
Yeah, but I will get back to you once I hear.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else have any other things? Does anyone have one?
You're not allowed to recommend someone.
I wish.
Unfortunately, no.
I'll be downstairs.
Right, the right.
No, I mean, past minutes and agendas, you know, some landscape architects, you know, that have come back or come for applications or review, you can always, you know, look at those, and those are online on the homepage, and you can always use as a reference to call, because they're typical landscape architects that we do see frequently for projects.
Okay, I'll try to look into that.
Yeah, but always reach out with email or anything.
Yes, ma'am. Well, thank you.
Yeah,
All right,
thanks.
thanks a lot.
Yes, have a good day. Thank you.
Yeah, anything else?
I do. So this month was supposed to be, you know, a re-election for chair and vice chair. I decided not to put it on the agenda since we were having 4 this month. So I'm going to try to push it to February, once we have more in attendance for commissioners, but just to think about that. Because it is we did miss it last year, and I apologize. So yes, I realized that. I was like, oh no. So I just want to make sure we get to it this year.
So just renewing this position.
Renew, well, unless Commissioner Trotz insinuating something, no, but we. Yeah. It could be renewing, but it could be also changing it.
What are terms? Do you know?
I'll have to look back at that. I do have to schedule a chair one-on-one meeting with you, Commissioner Studi, so we'll go over all of that for.
I don't think maybe weeks, because maybe the league expires this year.
I would start really.
Yeah.
I think this summer.
Yeah, Commissioner Fergus and Commissioner Michael Smith did. And then we filled in Ben C with Jordan, so that's that. Yeah, it makes perfect sense. No, but no, but I'll look that over and we can talk about it at the meeting and stuff. I think there might be 1 or 2. I can't remember, but yeah.
Okay, sounds good. And then Paige is gonna be out for a couple.
Also that, yes, the page will be out for a couple months. And actually, I'll take this time as well too, because I'll tell you now and then I'll tell the rest later, but I will be leaving for a couple months as well at the end of April. So for about 4 months for my maternity leave.
Oh, all right.
Yes, well, I'm gonna put it there, but 3 months, yeah. So just to let you all know that will be coming up in a couple months, but
Okay. sounds good.
yeah, so I'll let the others know, of course.
All right, so now that we tried to not make it to be even more important for the next couple of nights, because we're down in Michigan.
Yes, we're down in Commissioner again, and then of course,
Paige down.
Yeah.
She's on maternity leave, so she'll be off for.
I don't know if she had her baby yet, but she said she will be going on when I, you know, email her, and she'll probably be back around March or April, I think she said.
I don't think we have any weird dates for the next couple of months, or just the way our second. second Tuesday every time, I think, so.
Yeah.
It should be, it should be using stuff on file. at least.
We'll be good. We'll have everything covered, of course, fellow staff, like Kimberly Bernard Sheehy or Jacqueline Lehman. Jacqueline Mizell, why did I do that? Sorry, Jacqueline Mizell will be covering for me in that time. So you'll see some familiar faces. Yeah, but that's all for,
Prepare.
Very.
I know, be prepared, Christian. I'll be leaving for my maternity leave end of April, early May, so. But I have a meeting to tell you all. But of course, just want to let you know that things will be covered, of course, and again, familiar faces will be back to cover for me.
You say the end of April.
Yes, end of April or in May.
Are you like having smoking mirrors upon
I don't know what's going on with your trot, but that's what the doctors told us. I'll believe them. Yeah, but that's all for news right now, and yeah, we'll get to the vice chair and chair selection next month and stuff like that.
Sounds good.
Anything else from the commissioners?
Nope, all right, meeting, move to adjourn.
What do you want to do?
Second,
Second.
all in favor?